What's up, guys? It's Boondocks here, and today I'm just going to show off, well, it's really just my same old build, the Hellborn Bloodlust tree. The thing is, I was playing the other day in Tiny Tina's Assault on Dragon Keep, and someone was, for one, asked me what gun I was using, and why, when I was in the Hellborn tree, using the torch mod, I was still able to kill the skeletons so easily. So if you see my gun, it's pretty obvious, the Moxie Slowhand, corrosive style. And that still works pretty well against the skeletons there that aren't considered fleshy targets, since they're nothing but bones. The thing is, you're not going to have nearly as much healing as you normally would because your enemies aren't going to get lit on fire the way that you want. So what you actually need to do is have the Moxie heal you up. So really my build is totally unchanged because who wants to swap out whenever you just go to Hero's Pass or something. So the main point of the weapons here, I'm going to change it out for a Grog Nozzle just in case, but you have the Slow Hand. The Slow Hand will do a good deal of damage to all your enemies. You can use the Grog Nozzle to help slag, and then switch quickly over to your Slow Hand. And the Slow Hand will also keep you alive, though nowhere near as much as the Grog Nozzle will. Obviously, I keep the new and improved Omen just to burn any fleshy targets that do pop out, because there are a few here and there, and the Norfleet for second wins. I make sure that I use a Slag Norfleet when going up against robots instead of my Fire Norfleet, just because the Fire Norfleet will in fact do less damage. I then use Flame of the Firehawk still. This is beneficial, even though it's going to do far less damage than usual, because it's going to have that AoE pulse that's going to heal you up as long as you have the Slow Hand or the Grog Nozzle out. I then have Magic Missiles to help slag. I love Magic Missiles. They almost guarantee slag every time, and it's very fast. I keep out my Torch mod just because, well, I don't really have anything to switch it with, and it still gives you all the benefits that will help you, such as Elemental Elation, because that gets stacked off of pretty much everything, and you'll also have the delusional damage and so on and so forth. It's just very good for continuing to light yourself on fire and get the damage reduction. You should have a corrosive relic. Unfortunately, I don't. It's kind of sad in the grand scheme of things, since I usually have everything I want. Anyway, let's try to give it a quick run. I'm not going to go all that far this time, and obviously I didn't go too in-depth with my build. I'm not even sure where I'm going to put this, possibly in just the tips and tricks section for Krieg. You might want to actually stay a little bit further back than you normally would. It's not that big of a deal, though. If you look, they're getting burnt down pretty quick. And there goes my shield. So now I'm getting that extra pulse damage, and it'll help keep me alive as long as I keep my gun out and firing. I love this split personality talk like that. This is kind of awful, kind of awesome. The dangerous part is when you're not doing damage to enemies. Another nice thing about the Slow Hand, typically the power loaders and the bull loaders can shoot back shots at you like shielded targets, but because the Slow Hand does the splash damage, it doesn't affect it. The one thing that you have to be careful with when using the Slow Hand is getting too close to enemies, because the splash damage will still kill you. Alright, fleshy target, so light his ass on fire. He's dead. Back over to my Slow Hand. Make sure these guys are slagged. And as you can see, you have no problem against armored targets. It's just a little bit slower, but still highly effective. As long as you're getting that slag on them, you have to get slag. I mean, that's pretty much anything in Ultimate Vault Hunter mode, is you want enemy slag at all times. Also, whenever you throw out the magic missiles and they do explode, you're going to get that little extra healing, since we're going to have a Moxie weapon out, which normally you wouldn't get. But, as you can see, he's still just as devastating. The only downside with this build, I think, is that you remove one of Krieg's School's functions, and that's his ultimate. I really want these guys to get down here and shoot me before my shield starts to recharge. There we go. Just gotta make sure you're back a little bit. If you notice too, the pulses from Flame of the Firehawk go pretty damn far, so you can kill people at a pretty high range. Obviously, you want to try to keep as many of your bloodlust stacks up, which is why I have the slight delay. And typically, you're at almost 100% each time. Right here, I'm actually just going to stand back on this side, keep pelting them in the face, because I don't want to go over there with the exploders. Oh, he's coming over to say hi. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Yeah, blow yourself up, dumbass. Uh-oh. Taking a little bit of extra damage since they're too far away that my Flame of the Firehawk isn't really affecting them. But they're not close enough either to really kill me outright. Another fucking exploder, really? I'm just gonna try to throw out my magic missile to get some extra health back while I'm running over. Okay, I think it's about time I go and join them. Most of the exploders I think are dead. Again, you just have to make sure you don't get too close whenever you're firing your slow hand. Like right there, a guy jumped in front of me. That's probably what got me killed. Uh-oh. Probably should not have shot at that guy. He's got a little bit too much health. Got the second win. Awesome. Of course I kill him just as, there we go. Of course I killed him just as I got knocked down, so I couldn't kill him afterwards. Ow, shit. Huh. I don't know why I always forget about that guy being there. Whatever. That was easy enough. I'm actually going to switch over to my grog nozzle for the next little fight. Just because I want to be able to toss out my magic missile and get massive healing off of it real quick. Obviously the magic missile is not the most damaging grenade in the game, but it does enough when you have the grog nozzle. Yep, full health. Right like that. Not to mention now they're also good and weak for me. Well, I guess I only slagged the one, sadly.
Burn it dry.
See right there, as soon as my shield dropped, I got all my health right back up. Just from the Flame of the Firehawk. I mean, obviously I prefer fleshy targets when playing as the Hellborn Krieg, but work with what you got. Right there I was spitting in my dip bottle because I have a nasty, dirty habit. But you sometimes have to make that call, like, is it worth switching off to kill that one guy quicker? No. In that instance, I don't think it was. Just because of the amount of damage I would have taken from other targets would have been a little bit too much. Okay, this constructor might actually be tricky to kill since you can't really slag him as easily as some other enemies. And I'm getting a lot dropped in behind me, including exploders, which I don't want to deal with at all. Oh no, he's right in my face. Yeah, they're not slagged. Could have sworn I threw out a grenade. One thing that you have to remember too is when you go into your bloodlust tree on Krieg, you don't have to worry about throwing and spamming grenades because you're going to pick them up. You gain bonus chance of gaining grenades when you're playing Krieg as long as you're killing enemies constantly, which typically you are. RPG loader, don't do shit. I'm still just kind of afraid of that constructor. And that's probably where most of these enemies are coming from. Should probably work on the surveyor first. Fortunately, my shield apparently killed the surveyors, so that was helpful. Oh, fuck this constructor. I don't feel like dealing with them. So I'm just going to run by. Whenever you're running, I recommend using the grog nozzle just to get that extra healing Oh shit, wrong weapon. I mean, yeah, it's a little bit cheesy that I just ran by enemies instead of actually, you know, killing them, but just because I couldn't really get close enough to kill the constructor. I mean, I could have jumped up on the side, but there's so many other enemies around. I feel like this was just more effective in general. As long as you slag enemies, they go down quick as shit. And again, this is Ultimate Vault Hunter OP8. So the ultimate badass loader. See how that goes for us. Wow, I'm taking a lot of damage. You want to... It's a careful little balance. You want to be close enough so that way your Flame of the Firehawk box go off. Oh shit, I went through all my ammo. That's not good. You do spam a lot of more ammo doing it this way, unfortunately. Especially with Krieg's ability to expand his overall item slots. So, what you have to remember though is when you keep spamming weapons, I haven't really been searching crates the way I should be. Mostly because I wanted to keep my Flame of Firehawk up. What you need to remember is whenever you keep using one weapon over and over again, the game has a higher chance of spawning in that particular ammo for you. I don't know where the fuck I'm getting shot from. See, even more grenade ammo. Yeah, I saw that coming. I wasn't nearly close enough to be able to get the kill. But that's how you fight robots using Krieg. Obviously nowhere near as effective than when you're against fleshies, but it still gets the job done. So, hope you guys enjoyed it. This is probably my favorite way to run Krieg, even though you lose being able to use BuzzX Rampage, which is a lot of fun, and it's what he's really created and designed for. It's just a different way of playing him, and I typically like gun builds more than melee. So, good luck, have fun, peace.